Well, here we are once again in the season of giving and giving back. And today we're going to tell you about a gift that means more than anything you can ever find at the mall.
Behind us, volunteers from Mueller have donated their time, their sweat, and their experience to put up a new building for a Texas nonprofit.
You know, this is a project that will help families in this area for years to come. And we're going to tell you all about it if you'll just hop in and travel with us. I'm Bob Phillips.
And I'm Kelly Phillips. And this is Mueller's Helping Hand, a special edition of Texas Country Reporter.
TCR is brought to you by Capital Farm Credit, financing Texas for 100 years. Mueller Incorporated, metal roofs, metal buildings, ironclad guarantees. Hoheim Prairie Insurance, Texans serving Texans since 1892. And top Texas towns Victoria, Abilene, Waco, and Hillsboro.
Several years ago, our friends at Mueller came to us with an idea. They wanted to give away a building to a deserving Texas not-for-profit organization to give them a helping hand. But they didn't know how to find the right organization.
So we made a deal with them. They offer up a building. We'll get the word out to every corner of Texas. Our annual tradition was born.
Every spring, we open applications up to any nonprofit in the state of Texas. This year, we received 213.
Mike Fry, Mueller's marketing director, has been a part of every helping hand decision since the beginning. And even after 7 years, he says it doesn't get any easier.
Choosing is honestly the hardest thing in the world to do.
Applications poured in, and our selection committee poured over them. 3 nonprofits stood out from the rest, and we hit the road to determine which one would ultimately receive that free building. In Southeast Texas, the Arc of Greater Beaumont serves people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. They pick up where the school system leaves off, providing programs and social activities for people of all ages, and their support groups ensure that no caregiver faces their situation alone. Out west, the South Plains Food Bank fights hunger in and around Lubbock, Texas. They move massive amounts of food every day to help those in immediate need, but they also take a long-term approach. Healthy eating, youth outreach, and gardening programs all try to stop malnutrition before it starts. And in the North Texas town of Sherman, women with breast cancer turn to a group called Women Rock. They offer a variety of services, some financial, some emotional, to help people through their fight with cancer.
Several dedicated organizations all doing important work across Texas. And one of them is about to receive a helping hand.
Now, when we come back, we're going to tell you exactly where we're standing and which Texas nonprofit organization is about to receive that new building. Don't go away. Welcome back to Mueller's Helping Hand, a special edition of TCR.
Several months ago, hundreds of Texas nonprofits contacted us with their stories and told us how a Mueller building would help them help others.
And then after our selection committee had combed through every one of the entries, they said that in their heads and in their hearts, there was one right choice.
It's Thursday afternoon, and Caitlin Kruger is digging through a storage unit in a mad dash to find supplies for bingo night. On the other side of that building, a career counselor teaches young people how to get and keep their first job. Across town, a dozen or so mothers take their kids on a play date at the museum. And in a small rented office a few miles away, Gary Hidalgo faces a charity's eternal question. How's he going to pay for all of this?
I've been executive director for about 3.5 years now. And one of the goals that we've had ever since I've been the executive director is to have a building. One of the problems we have is we're always looking for spaces for our activities. We have to go out and rent space that we don't always have the money to do.
This is a typical day for the Ark of Greater Beaumont. People and resources spread all over the community, with rental fees piling up and time winding down. But all that will change in just a few weeks when they receive the gift of a new building to continue their important work.
We serve individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, including individuals with autism. There's a whole array of people that are going to benefit, not just the people we serve, not just the person with a disability, but their families.
ARC exists for one reason. It's to help people with intellectual disabilities live happy, fulfilled lives as independently as possible. Their work begins the moment a child is born.
The support system, it blows your mind. There's so much good support.
Sarah Harden is part of ARC's Young Mother Support Group. She meets with other parents to share stories and advice about raising Annie, her precious middle daughter with Down syndrome.
Woo! Got it! And she's a mess. She is a lot of fun. I knew prenatally about her, and so I kind of had time to prepare for what might become, but it was the unknown that was so scary. The great thing about having play dates with our group is kids with Down syndrome tend to have specific health issues. Most of the time there's somebody in the group that's been through something real similar and can help you figure out what the best plan is. It kind of makes it not so scary at the same time because somebody's been where you're headed.
ARC reaches out to people of all ages with special needs. One of the hardest times an intellectually disabled person faces is after high school. That's when friendships and structured activities suddenly disappear.
All right, you ready?
That's where ARC's other two staff members step in. Tonight is bingo night, and Caitlin Kruger and Terry Hawthorne have a lot to get done.
Any of our events are definitely an ordeal.
Please fit, please fit. Okay. We may have to travel to 3 or 4 different locations to get supplies, resources that we need to put on an event.
And we have to bring them here, then we meet our volunteers, they unload the cars. So being able to have our own facility is going to be such a huge relief.
ARC's bingo night draws in about 100 people. There's food, prizes, but most importantly, a sense of friendship.
They get to meet new friends, they get to interact, and it's just amazing to see these people be able to really enjoy a night with us. And that's why I do what I do.
Bingo, Kate! Go, Katie!
It is one of the stable points in providing them socialization.
That's why Mitch Watkins and his son James are part of ARC.
Without it, there's probably not a nucleus in which you can build around. There may be other places, but in this community, that is ARC.
Not only are we, providing these services for them, but we're also showing them that they are an integral part of our community and that we appreciate them, we value them, and we love them.
Mitch and his wife adopted James through foster care. He was a victim of infant abuse, and his severely damaged brain will never heal.
I have a 32-year-old son that he has to be bathed, and he has to be shaved, he has to have his teeth washed, and you have to do all that.
All parents worry about their children, but for those with intellectual disabilities, there are extra concerns. That's why ARC of Greater Beaumont is so important to Mitch, to Sarah, and to all the parents who lie awake asking this one question: who will look out for our child when we can't?
They worry about it all the time, okay? I get overly emotional about that because I know how worried they are about what's going to happen after I'm gone. Now, art can't solve all those problems, but it's a wonderful, stable point for people in this community with intellectual disabilities.
That work?
Ordinary people working for a noble cause, just like the Mueller men on the job site.
Now, when we come back, we're going to see what it took to get this groundbreaking moment underway. Stay with us.
ARC of Greater Beaumont.
Today it's busier than ever at the ARC of Greater Beaumont offices. There's forms to fill out and permits to apply for, because receiving a building takes a lot of planning. For Gary, this moment is something he still can't believe is finally happening.
The phone rang, and on the other end was Bob and Kelly. I thought, it's hard to express the words. It was just such a good feeling.
Everybody say surprise. We got the building.
There was little time to celebrate with a laundry list of to-dos, so Gary and the entire ARC staff headed to the Mueller headquarters in Ballinger to find out just what it takes to construct a building in 72 hours.
Thank you very much for the effort and for coming. We could not be happier that you're here.
It's a long day of meetings and finalizations, dotting I's, crossing T's, as plans for the ARC of Greater Beaumont's new building begin to come together. And as the ARC staff learn about different materials and design options, it becomes clear that the doors to this building will open up new opportunities.
We don't have our own identity. We don't have a building. We don't have a place, a space that's defined as ours.
We're doing as much as we can with the space we have, but having this is just going to be so good for our organization and so good for the people we serve.
It's going to allow us an opportunity to expand our services and provide day programming that we have not been able to do before. The need for services is so great. This is going to allow us to better address those needs.
This was the stepping stone that we needed to make our big dream come true.
Years of good work, months of planning, and now the ARC of Greater Beaumont is ready to get their new building. That'll happen when we come back.
Of course, it wouldn't be happening at all without Mueller behind it, and we wouldn't be here without all of our sponsors behind us. So let's say thanks to the good people at Hoheim Prairie Insurance, Capital Farm Credit, and top Texas towns Victoria, Hillsboro, Waco, and Abilene.
Thanks for coming, first of all. Mike thanks you, and this organization thanks you.
Breaking the early morning silence over Beaumont, Texas, Art Brown addresses his Mueller construction team.
Thank you, guys. When the trucks get here, we'll start.
The building plans have all been checked, and although the sun is barely up, everyone's anxious to get started. All they need now is a truckload of steel, and then the Mueller men can get to work.
These guys are passionate about helping anybody. It's a great opportunity for them to get together, camaraderie, the enjoyment of being with each other. But at the end of the day, they know that they're really helping somebody out, somebody in need.
Despite the heat, spirits are as high as the building today. This one's about 2 feet taller than usual, so the Arc of Greater Beaumont can host basketball games. And although this brings about some new challenges and a few setbacks, the Mueller men press on, encouraged by the people they are helping.
It's been so fast. I mean, such an amazing process, and just being able to see it grow. We've had a couple of our clients come out, and it's been really special to see them look at it. That's been so special to just watch them look and see how it's going, and for them to know that this is their place. This isn't mine, this is theirs.
To meet people like the Mueller construction workers, the Mueller ownership, who are willing to reach out, not because of their own personal interest, but because they care about giving back to the community, is something that's very heartwarming to a parent like me, and to our art staff and everybody who works so hard. And they're like angels to us, floating all around here building our building.
ARC's brand new 4,000 square foot headquarters will bring all of their services under one roof. It is a massive gift of more space and a rallying point for people with intellectual disabilities.
You know, it is so heartwarming to see the amount of love and dedication that goes into coming to put this building together. It makes me feel hope for the Arc of Greater Beaumont, for all of our members, for all of our parents. This is something we have hoped and dreamed about since I've started at the Arc, and it's overwhelming to be able to know that our dream is finally becoming a reality.
As the final touches are completed, it becomes clear that it's not just a building that the Mueller men have constructed, but a cause for celebration. In just 72 hours, the Arc of Greater Beaumont has watched something they have so desperately needed come together, a place to call their own. And now is their chance to say thanks for the opportunity to finally do so much more.
It's wonderful to be here today. We are the 7th winner of this award.
From the employees to the volunteers to all the people ARC serves, today is a new beginning. For some, it's the establishment of not just a building, but a home. For others, it's an opportunity to continue to change the lives of those that have never asked for anything more than a little compassion. And for everyone, it's the start of a future that has never been brighter.
You know, a lot of these individuals, they're adults, and when they graduate high school, they really don't have anywhere to go. They lose that connection that they had with their teachers, and they lose that place that they go every day. And just for them to have that security and stability to know that now whenever they leave the public school system, they're still gonna have a place that they can come and feel like they belong. It just gives them a sense of hope, and it gives them a sense of security for their future.
Hello, my girls.
I mean, there's no question it's going to change lives. There's a sense of pride and the people that are part of our organization, parents as well as the individuals with developmental disabilities. They are proud of having this building. It's their building. They refer to it that way. Because long after I'm gone, it's still going to be their building.
This is something that people have wanted for a long, long time. And I think at times probably doubted they'd ever get it, because it takes so much time and energy to organize these kind of things. So I think we'll see a great deal of emotion from people, perhaps even from me.
Okay, this is the final gesture. So again, Gary, we really appreciate what you do.
It was really great. We're really very, very appreciative of what everybody's done for us and for this cause. This is a great cause. When we look at all the other people that are out there, all of those 230 others people were very, very deserving. And to be selected, it's really great. It's really great.
And so a new chapter begins for some of the most challenged citizens of Southeast Texas. The gift of this new building means that all of the people of ARC now have a new home.
And with more space for classes and events and smiling faces, there's no telling how strong this community will get. Thanks for traveling with us. I'm Kelly Phillips.
And I'm Bob Phillips. And this has been Mueller's Helping Hand, a special edition of Texas Country Reporter.
Promotional consideration and travel arrangements provided by Valero, the all-American gasoline, all across America. La Quinta Inns and Suites, with more than 800 hotels nationwide. Book your room at lq.com and wake up on the bright side. TCR is brought to you by Capital Farm Credit, financing Texas for 100 years. Mueller Incorporated, metal roofs, metal buildings, ironclad guarantees. Hoheim Prairie Insurance, Texans serving Texans since 1892. And top Texas towns Victoria, Abilene, Waco, and Hillsboro.